Okay, these are all the books I got this month. I'll just show you my thumbnail. Jesus Christ, I don't know if I can show you. Yeah, that's good. Let's stay for a little minute. Alrighty. Almost dropped. Alright, let's start. Okay. Hey everyone, this is JoJo, and I'm here to do my kind of like a book haul video for the month of August. It's not really a book haul because I didn't buy any of these books this month, or whatever. Because I get most of these books free. Saturday, my neighborhood had like a block party for back to school for the kids in the neighborhood. And like my neighbor next door set at a table and they had like books there. And most of these books were more like middle grade books, but some were like, I think most of them were middle grade, a few high school, high school audience, like why adult, young adult books, Jesus. So yeah, they mostly middle grade, but they look very interesting, and of course, I will read anything that has a good story. So yeah, I took out, I think most of the books, one each of the, cause they had like, a few books of the each book. So they had like a few books of each, whatever they had, and I pick out at least one of each one. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but whatever. I didn't took all of them because some of them didn't look that interesting. I just took most. So I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14. 14 books. So I just gonna grab randomly from the top of the pile to the bottom to tell you a little bit about it, because I probably don't know barely any of them, because some of these I never even seen before. I was like, that's why I pick them, because they look interesting. And yeah, so let's get started. So the first book here I got is The Celestial Globe by Mary Rukowski. And this is book 1 in a series in the Chronos Chronicles. Do not know what this is about. I ain't gonna read it back because this is the second book in the series, and I do not know what it's about. So let me see if there's anything in this book that can tell me what the first one's about. Nope. So yeah, it looked interesting, like a fantasy, looked kind of cool. That's why I picked it up. So I might have to check out the first one before reading the second one. Alright, next I got here is a little booklet. It's called Monster Hunters Unlimited, Flying Fins and Gruesome Creatures by John Gatehouse and Dave Windett. I think that's how you pronounce their names down there. And I do not know what this is about. It looks like a documents and profiles of monsters, and I guess different types of monsters, and I guess characters. I don't know. It's look kind of interesting, and they have more. And I don't know if this is the first one. I think they have like different types of monsters they talk about, because they have more in the back right here. And I guess they each talk about different types of monsters. And this one right here is mostly about fins and gruesome creatures. And let me see any pictures. Oops. So there's like pictures in here, and it looks like files, like documents and files about things. Let me see anything else. I don't know who this is. I don't know the characters or something, but it looked interesting. So it might be nice to just to look at it, thread and stuff. Alright, next I got is Dark Lore: The Early Years by Jamie Thompson. You said Dirk Lloyd. That's the character's name. And this is the first book, right? This is the first book in this series. And I believe this is I guess a boy. Oh, I'm gonna read the back because I don't know much about it. In your hands you are holding a tomb of staggeringly evil genius. It is not for the faint of heart or for the whining masses. It is for those willing to serve as your devoted minions while I plan my greatest feat yet, surviving life as a human boy and returning to my rightful place as the Dark Ruler of the Dark Lands. Before I can exact revenge, I must infiltrate this world and learn its ways. but make no mistake, revenge will be mine. As soon as I finish my homework. Mahaha. So, I guess the Dark Lord somehow turned into a boy, a young child, and I guess he's trying to look for revenge or some type. Cause, yeah, don't know much about it. Got a nice map though. Yeah, nice cool map. So yeah, trying to see. Don't know, but I guess this is what the monster mainly looks like right here. Even though we can't really see it, it's like just a shadow, or you can say his what do you call it? His figure in a way. That how he's supposed to look, and this is he turned into a kid, I guess. So yeah, it's a middle grade, you can tell. Look, seem interesting. Next I got is Under My Hat, Tales from the Conjuring, and this is edited by Jonathan Strahan. I don't know how to pronounce that right there. So you can see that. Hey, am I doing it right? No, I'm doing it. There we go. Alright. And this is a anthology about, I guess, about witches, because you can tell about the hat, and it says something about conjurings, and I love witches, so it's different stories about witches from different authors, and I recognize Neil Gaiman, Holly Black, Garth Nix, who else there is? I'm trying to see. There's anyone in the back? Well, yeah, there's like different authors. I probably don't know much of them. Just probably, yeah, it seemed to be really good because I love witches and I love the cover too. Next I got is Beacon Street Girls Promises by Annie Bryant, and this is the Beacon Hill Girl series. This is number 5, and this is, I guess, talk about different girls, their own little story, because they have like 5 of them. So you get like 5 girls in the back here, and I guess this is like their story here or something. Because yeah, it looked interesting. So yeah, do not know much about it. All I know is it's something to do with I don't know if it's high school or junior high. It could be junior high, and someone is running for president. There's class president, class election and stuff. So yeah. Next I got is The Great Good Summer by Liz Garton Skellin. I think how you pronounce it. Let me show you. Okay, Liz. There you go. And this seemed like a course in middle grade. It's very short, and it seemed like something to do with the summer. Don't know much about it. Let's see. Seems like it's the summer. Ivy Green's mother ran off to the good church, the Great Good Bible Church in Florida, with a preacher who calls himself Hallelujah Dave. Been left behind with her dad and with the pain from missing her missing mom. No wonder she started to lose faith in nearly everything she always counted on. Meanwhile, her friend Paul Dubb is having a crummy summer too. The space shuttle program been scrapped, and Paul's dream of being an astronaut looks like it would never get off the ground. So Ivy and her friend Paul hatch a plan to get things right and maybe, just maybe, reclaim their faith in things in life that are most important. So I guess it's about these two friends, you can see them on the cover, who are having a kind of like a bad summer. The girl is like having a bad summer because she has to stay with her dad, and her mom somehow ran off with a preacher. She's starting to have like less faith in her, I guess, faith in things like her religion and God and stuff like that, because this is something about the religion in here. What else? Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else to say about that. Okay, and Paul, he seems to having a terrible summer because it's just, I guess he was excited to go to this space program, but it was scrapped or like it got canceled or something, so he couldn't go. And he always want. I guess he always want to become an astronaut now. I guess it sucks, you know. And it seems like it's gonna be like a really nice read. It's very short, so I hope to enjoy this. I really love the cover. Next I got is The Fairy Tale Matchmaker by E.D. Baker. I think, yeah, Baker. And this is another middle grade, of course. And I really like the fine colors and stuff, and color purple and stuff. And this is mostly about a girl whose mother is a the fairy of the tooth fairy, and she was destined to become a tooth fairy because of her mother, because I guess it passed down from each. But she doesn't want to become a tooth fairy, and she wants to do something more or stuff. So she quit her job and went off to do something else. I guess she said matchmaker. I guess she became Cupid or something. I don't know, but yeah. Next is One Witch at a Time by Stacy DeKeiser. Keiser, I think that's how you pronounce the name right there. And this is a very short book. And it's about witches. You can tell by the cover. It's very nice. I picked it up because there was witches on the cover. Don't know what it's about. Let's see, I'm gonna read it here. Summer has come to Brixton, and so has a new magic. It all starts with a former. Let me see something. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is the second book in the series, so I'm not gonna read this. Not gonna read the summary, and I'm not gonna read this until I have to read the first book. The first book is The Brixton Witch, so that's the first book, and this is the second book. So, yeah. Still a nice cover. Just had to find the first one. The next book I got is Goblins of the Prowl by Bruce Coville, I think that's it. And this is another second book in a series. Let me see. Yeah. So this is the second book, and Goblins in the Castle is the first book. So that's the first book right there. And of course, this is something to do with goblins. This is like a fantasy about this boy, I guess. Boy right there. And something to do with goblins. And I do not know what else about it, because I don't want to read it and get spoiled about the first book. So it's another middle grade, and yeah. It seems like it could be a fun adventure fantasy. The next book I got is The House of Hades by Rick Riordan, and this is The Heroes of Olympus, and this is book 4 in the series. I got book 5, I believe, and 6, no, I don't know. I got book 5, I believe, and book 2. Was it book 3? I don't know, but no. So yeah, I'm hoping to finish the Percy Jackson series first, and then get on to the other series that before this, I think, and then get this and catch up with the other stuff, because he has a lot of books out, and I do want to read this, because I did read the first book of the Percy Jackson book, and I really enjoyed it. So I want to get more into adventure, because there's a lot of good fan art and a lot of good people just love the series, and it seemed like a very cool, fun series. So I really wanted to get into this. So yeah, this is the fourth. I don't know. I'm taking notes. Fourth book in the series. Yeah. Next is Under the Green Hill by Laura L. Sylvian, and it's just looking at this cover, you can tell it's a fantasy. And I love the cover. It looks so cool and very nice. I love the colors and everything. Don't know what this is about, but I will read it. This, I believe, is first book in the series. It's a fantasy. Alright, so Rowan, Meg, Silly, and their little brother James are off to the English countryside for the summer to stay with elderly relatives at the Rookery. The children are looking forward to exploring the ancient mansions and perhaps discovering a musty old attic or two filled with treasure, but never in their wildest dreams did they expect to find themselves in the middle of a fairy war. Beguiled by the beautiful fairy queen, Rowan pledges to be champion of her court and under the green hill, little realizing the danger he had brought upon himself. For these fairies are not sweet little sprites. They are morally ambiguous creatures who would lead a man to a feast only to feed him on toadstools. Meg is desperate to save her brother, but the midsummer war is far more than a battle between mythic creatures. Everything that lives depends on it. How can Meg choose between family and the fate of the very land itself? Okay, that sounds even more interesting than I thought it would. So it's mostly about these siblings who somehow ended up in this fairy war fantasy world during a war between these fairies and stuff. And of course, you can never judge a book by its cover because these fairies are not, probably not even good people. They probably just evil. Because just because they look all nice and glowy and stuff doesn't mean they good people. So that's very interesting. So yeah. The next book is Fearless by Emma Pass, and this is I think a YA. It said the deadliest enemy feels no fear. So yeah, this. I think this is the first book in. I don't know if it's a series, but I don't know. I don't know what this is about. Said when the Fearless invaded, they injected everyone in their path with the same serum that stripped them of their humanity. So maybe the Fearless is either some type of epidemic, or maybe it's some type of alien. I don't know. Life became a waking nightmare. Cass has the invasion seared in her memory. 7 years later, she and her brother Jory are living on Hope Island in a community of survivors. No one can enter and no one can leave. It's the only way to stay safe. But when the island security is breached and Jory is taken by the Fearless, Cass will risk everything to get him back. So the Fearless are like aliens, I guess, or some type of people who come out of nowhere. And yeah, so it mostly seemed like a dystopian with apocalypse and alien sci-fi, and it's about this girl who's trying to save her brother from aliens. So it seemed interesting. Okay. Next I got is Literary Disturbed. And this is like a book 2, I believe. And this is by anybody? Maybe not. Let me see. This is by Ben H. Winters and illustrated by Adam F. Waitkins. I think that's how you... Hope you can see that. There you go. So this is mostly about... Oh my god, seriously, I need to stop. This is mostly about stories, or little... not like really stories, just short little poems, actually. And they have pictures next to it. So you get the picture, you get the little poem, and then you get the pictures next to it. And it's something to do, I guess, disturbing tales and stuff. So you get trolls, and you get the picture. So it looks really nice. It's a very short book. It just mostly deals with poems and pictures. And it seems like really cool. And this is book 2 in this, whatever this is, collection, I guess. And I like to see the first one. So yeah. And the last book here we got is The Incredible Space Raiders from Space by Wesley King. And it's like a sci-fi adventure middle grade series. And I do not know if this is the first book or not. I think this is the first book because it doesn't say. And yeah, I just want to show you, it look nice right there. So I just want to show you this. It's just like a little diagram or blueprint of the ship they on, I guess. So yeah, get that. So let's see. Jonah is on a spaceship, the Flying Squirrel, and he's been brought here to join the ranks of the Incredible Space Raiders, a ragtag crew of kids with one special mission. They must venture into the Dark Zone to fight the monster-like creatures that threaten the universe. The Space Raiders start disappearing. Jonah, always a loner back home on planet Earth, realized that if the space raiders are going to make it to the dark zone, someone needs to step up and figure out what happened to those kids. And that someone just might be Jonah. So it seemed like an adventure about Jonah and he and his crew, I guess, on this adventure to, I guess, to stop these we call these monster like creatures that threaten the universe. To have to go to the dark zone. And the space raiders are starting to disappear, so he had to figure out what's going on. So yeah, it seemed interesting. So yeah, I hope to enjoy all these books if I hope to get to it. I hope to, because I get too many books I haven't even read barely in my collection, and I need to start reading more of my own books before trying to read books that I got from the library or even borrow or even bought books. Like buy any more books because it's just too much. Too much books. Alright, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment below. Tell me what you think of these books. If you read any of them or heard of them, tell me what you think. Do not spoil anything for me. Let's see. I hope you wait. Hope you enjoy. Please comment. Oh, I said that. Jesus Christ. Please like, subscribe, and I hope I see you again soon. Bye.